Oh my god. You guys want a different song? Let me preface this with Tucker's a good dude. If only I was there to celebrate like a Jared or a Cam eviction or something like that, we'd actually be celebrating like this is just, a fun Big Brother celebration. BB alumni are pissed on Twitter. I want to call them all casuals, but like a lot of super fans, not super fans, but like Twitter people love Tucker too. So it's like I don't even know. We know who the casuals are, but also they're all probably in Tucker's DMs right now. But who'd be the most interesting HOH? We're gonna do a tier list in a little bit. Here's one thing I'll say confidently: if you're directing any level of animosity towards anyone who made the flip happen, you want to say Chelsea, you want to say Quinn, you want to say T Core for putting him up. This is on Tucker. This is on Tucker like 10 times over, and I don't feel the need to go into their reasons. But like, there's so many reasons why Tucker could have avoided this. Thank you JPR. Thank you Miserables. I know you're Miserables, but I like saying Miserables. Yeah, I don't dislike Tabina. I think they have a lot of chemistry. I hope they work out. But I think it's good for Rabina in the sense of like I don't think she wants her Big Brother story to just be her talking about Tucker 24/7, and maybe it still will be at least for a little bit. I think it's bad for her game, but I think it might be good long term for her. I don't think it's good game wise. I don't think it was a great episode. A great episode. I think the bummer was Tucker was a really good sport, which you love to see, but I think more desperation I think would have been more fun. But you can't have it both ways. Like we'd all be clowning on Tucker if he was a bad sport. He was a great sport. Cam was in tears. They like Tucker. He's a magnetic personality. There's absolutely no world where Tucker threw the comp, and he would not be punished if he admitted it. You're allowed to throw a comp. You might not get asked back for something, but you won't. That's allowed. America said on Insta Live her feed watching is down. What do you mean? Like the amount she watches the feeds? Yeah, I think it is down, but she watches them all the fucking time. Like it's down from an unhealthy level to like a pretty unhealthy level, you know? Oh, she's still watching a ton. She's watching a ton. She is not a casual whatsoever. She sits in the living room most of the day with the feeds on the TV. I think she multitasks, but I think everyone does. You're not locked in. There's levels. She's a feedster, y'all. I think just by her standards, maybe. She said she watches like every other day. It's always on in the fucking living room. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I think you're right, Claire. I think for her, that's being a casual. For anyone else, I'm a casual compared to America. I lock in for my live feed update days, and outside of that, just kind of pop in and out depending on what's happening. Would it be best for Quinn to throw this HOH? Absolutely not. Oh my god, it would be so bad. I will say, this is the first competition of the season Joseph will try in. 100%. This is the exact same point that I'd start trying in competitions too. Joseph shouldn't have been throwing everything, but now he's not throwing shit. I'm loving Mimi on RHJP. I think that's why a lot of people are kind of annoyed with Mimi, because she's such a dynamic, amazing personality, and she's so fun. And she was very funny in the house talking to her. I just think like it wasn't reflected on the show in the same way people would expect based on her personality. Glass of ambition. Oh, you could totally see why she was cast. Turn off the green screen in the border. It's not a green screen. It's just a image background. No giving. Like, this doesn't look right. You guys like this? Have feeds gone up? No. We're on pets. Thank you, Wills. I appreciate that. Will Mackenzie be targeted for being the next comp threat? I don't think so. She might be targeted, but not for that. It'll be like a point in the column for why you should target MJ. But winning AI arenas in the way she has is not the same thing as winning HOHs and vetoes. It's just not. And she hasn't gotten a single HOH or veto. She's won like a twist comp in 2 arenas. Pulling in the same numbers as America lives. First of all, it's absolutely not a competition between me and America. But it's probably a lot of the same people. Predictions on who will start the Girls Alliance first when feeds come back? Well, look, I think Rabina's a big girl power person. And I think, like, Tucker leaving opens the door for, like, Leah and Rabina to work together. I don't know if they will, but, like, if Tucker was here, they absolutely wouldn't. And I think that's more so on Leah than Rabina. But Rabina would have been so tied up, and, you know. It'll be Rabina getting comforted most of the night. There'll be a camera on Rabina all night, which is a shame, but... Need Leah gone. I don't think that's going to happen. Here's, honestly, if I'm Quinn, my target, I think, would be Angela. Straight up. I think Angela, like, a lot of people in this house need Angela gone. Just use that attention to strengthen some new bonds. I don't think tonight's going to be a big strategy night for Rabina. I think it's going to be a very, you know, just emotional night. Is this giving not wanting... No, not wanting Felicia and Jury, not wanting Angela and Jury, it's stupid. Who cares? They're one vote, and they might vote for you. It's just, you don't want someone like Angela or Felicia getting too far in the game because it'll be impossible to evict them at a certain point. And I think Quinn doesn't have to target T-Core, Chemo, Rabina. I think if Quinn won HOH, he'd probably put up some combination of like, what does he do? I think, I mean, he's got to try to win it. Angela's the one easy nom. I don't think he should put up Mackenzie. I think he should work on his Mackenzie thing. Leah's a hard one. I mean, people will sell him on Leah, but he might feel like he's being played. Straight up, like, I don't think he'd do it, but Joseph would not be a terrible choice. T-Core and Chemo are not going to be the type to... Here's the thing. T-Core and Chemo can't be that upset with Quinn. They can't be. And they're pretty logical people. They flipped on him 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? And Tucker was targeting him. Like, and they're reasonable people. They're not going to be pissed. Mackenzie, T-Core, Chemo, Rabina, probably. What I could see happening for a lot of people is not putting up T-Core and then putting up, like, Angela instead. Chemo, Rabina, Angela. You know? I don't take Janelle's tweets seriously in terms of her analysis. When she says floaters, I don't think there's a clear definition of what a floater is anymore, and I think she's just using it as a pejorative. I don't think she actually means floaters. Because they're like the only person you could consider a floater this year is Leah. As the only person I'd accept if you want to say she's floating. Here's what I'll say. You know how people talk about the difference between a floater and a coaster? Floater is actively playing the middle, trying to work everyone, and a coaster is just, we should get rid of coaster. Floater should just be a word that means you're not playing, really. It was much simpler that way. We'd all understand it. I think that's how most people use the word. I think that's what we should do as a community. Come together. Floaters are active, but that's what I'm talking about, Denub. It's like, you know what it reminds me of? And this is a ridiculous, cracked out analogy. You know when people say like all cops are bastards? 99% of people when they say bastards just means they suck, which I'm down. That's based. But I think then there's some people who are like, well, actually, it means bastardize. It's the noun form bastardize. And bastardize means like corrupting the system, and it's like, okay, it might mean that, and that might be like the origin of the phrase, but that's not how it's colloquially used. So let's stop fighting this unwinning battle. Anyone expect that analogy? That was crazy. Is AI in play still? I think this is going to be the last week. I think it'll be Final 10 will be the last one. Sweet TED Talk, thank you. Since when is the B bastards? I mean, that's what it is. I mean, I've heard bad as well, but bastards is the where it came from. Like, it's this idea that, like, when Rachel said floaters grab a life vest, she meant, like, people who are doing nothing, you know? I think that's what we should consider floaters as. Let's play a song for Tucker. But Rachel is an idiot. Don't be mean. What's the term for people actively playing the middle then? I mean, I don't know. Could we just say playing the middle? Do we need a term for everything? The middleman. I like that. Hit the Road Jack by Ray Charles. Don't you come back no more, no more. Just use coasters for non-active participants? No. I think we should just say floater. Doves, turtles, frogs. Yes, that's it. I like that. June would like a word. It's just... But, okay, do you guys agree? When Janelle says floaters, she doesn't actually mean anything outside of players I don't like. right? That's how I interpreted the tweet. Secret, secret. I got a secret. Floater for coasters and rat floaters for action. I like playing a rat game. I think that's funny. Rats. We should just go Survivor. Snakes and rats. Tucker's a snake. Quinn's a rat. And then floaters are like, Leah. Janelle really pissed me off this season. Were you following her last season as well? It's like I'll meet Janelle on the cruise. I'm sure she'll be very sweet, but like I'm not. We do not agree on much. Big Brother was, but I am rooting for her on Big Brother 7 still. You can't help but do it. Damn, I'm jealous, DBZ. I love sticks. Quinn has a lot of reptile in him. I don't like the way you phrase that, JPR. She's definitely the star of BB7. It's her and Will. It's their season. Boogie gets a lot of airtime though, a lot of DRs. How safe is Quinn next week? I think Quinn's very safe. I think Angela's concerning for him. I don't know exactly what Joseph does. I think he would target Cam and Chelsea in some way. Leah is a little bit sketchy, but I don't think. I think he should be fine. I think he should be fine. Come sail away. I'm shocked because Janelle served on BB22. I mean, did she? She just comes into every season, places herself on the bottom, so she's the underdog, and either she wins every veto or loses immediately. Like, I don't know. She served looks. Sure. I'll give her that. Beat you, Cory, incoming. Look, I think Quinn has a bit of an uphill battle if he wants to be considered a better player than me, which is not a very high bar, but he's had a very rough start. he's definitely playing from behind right now in that regard, but his game is still alive. My game is permanently dead at eighth. They should do an all stars with no winners. I think when they do all stars, it's fine to have winners. I think they just need to make sure it's all one time players. I think that's more fun. IMO. It's like Survivor 50. I hope it's all one time players. I think those people are much more hungry, and we've just seen less of them. The song's so good. The ending is so weird too. Kilroy. I wonder if Tucker would do better at Survivor. I don't think he would. I think he would do much worse in Survivor. I think the physical element is way more important in Big Brother than Survivor. What do you think of the RHAP poll for season 50? Again, I voted in the poll. I voted for a lot of them. It's just I didn't like. I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up. Whatever. So like Venus. I'm okay not seeing Venus again, just because I just don't know if she could do much better. Christian is an obvious yes. Natalie is an obvious yes. Dominic's an obvious yes for me. Amanda, I love Amanda. I don't know if I need Amanda for a fourth time, but I like Amanda. Omer's an obvious yes. Carolyn, I kind of go without Carolyn, but maybe that's one of my hot takes. Um, Charlie, of course. Cass is fun, but again, she's already played. Rob, I think the metagaming, if Rob was on Survivor 50, would be so weird. Like, how do you do it? Because I don't think people would want to vote him out early because they'd be hated, but they obviously wouldn't let him win. Like, it'd be a weird ass situation. Suri, it's just like, She's amazing every time she's on any show, but just give someone else a chance, I think is the way I feel. She'd be good though. Just give someone else a chance, I think. Devins. I don't I'm not as anti Rick Devins as a lot of people. He plays really hard and I think he's good in DR. I wouldn't or good in confessional. I'm down for Rick Devins. I think I might have voted for him. Kelly Wentworth, in a similar boat to like Suri and Amanda. It's like she's great. I don't need to see it again. Q, I would not vote Q. I think we got what we wanted out of Q. RC, I don't. Isn't RC a little weird? Am I crazy about that? I liked RC a lot. Or is this Angelina? This is Angelina. I was gonna say, how did RC get on this? They do look a little bit alike, right? Angelina is the most obvious yes of all time. Angelina, are you kidding me? Angelina's the goat. I definitely voted for Angelina. Is RC weird? I think RC might be weird. Face blindness strikes again. They look pretty similar. You guys didn't expect me to talk about RC today, huh? Caleb. I'd be down to see Caleb. It's funny. So he would be the lowest placing person on this entire cast, unless you count Rick Devens, and I guess like some of the returnees. But he would probably come in as the biggest threat. He'd be very funny. I don't get the Caleb hype. I love Caleb. I met him in person. He's great. I think he'd be in trouble though. I think everyone would view him as a huge target. Shan, this Shan, right? I haven't really watched 41 like that, but I know she's a star and is an insanely ridiculous, chaotic player. Like she's an easy yes, easy yes. I voted for her. Todd, yeah, I don't think it's very realistic, but sure. T Bird, I think it's similar to like the Rob thing. Like I don't, I think she would just kind of be along for the ride. How long would people want to keep her around? Jesse's an obvious yes. So look, my hot take, and I think I've said this before on stream. I think Survivor 50 should be all new era people. I think it'd be really interesting the dynamics between all those people. It would feel like Survivor All Stars. You know what I mean? Um, what I don't want is I don't want. Here's what I like about it. I like that idea because it means we get all two-time players. I would love if we could do like my Dreamcast plus, or like all people after 50 plus like Christian, Natalie, Dominic, uh, Angelina, maybe like just like some of the light people. Thank you, Survivor Desi. Post second chances, no returnees with old era versus new era theme. I think that's tough. I think there's way more new era people you want back than old era. Because 31 through 40, there were so many returning seasons. So 31 was all returnees. 34 was all returnees. 36 had returning players. Like, I don't know. If Christian isn't on, it's a crime. Yeah, Christian's a lock. Did America watch Cerie's season of Survivor? No. She wants to watch them in order, and it's annoying me. But thank you again, Survivor Desi. I like the 80s theme too. I'm not a big fan of this song, though. This is a great song. Let's do our HOH cheer list. Did I say 36? I meant 38. 36 was Ghost Island, right? I know who. Yeah, Chrissy would be good. Kenny, thanks for the 8 months. 35 to 49, you think? All right, let's do it. I know you guys can't see the. Let me. What's the best corner? Up here, probably. Okay. So this is just HOH outcomes. All right. We're gonna have chaos, good, okay, snore. We'll get rid of this row. All right. Quinn, I think, is the best HOH outcome we can get. He just doesn't have any clear nominations. Sorry, Angela. Uh, I just don't know what the fuck Quinn does. Um, like if I had to guess, Quinn would put up Angela's easy, and then does he have to put up like chemo? Like what does he do? Does he put up Mackenzie and Leah? I think people would push him to put up Leah, and if they told him enough, they put up Leah. And I think Joseph would be an easy nom. I don't know if he's still trying to bullshit that they have a final two, you know. But I think Joseph, Leah, Angela makes the most sense. Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea would just put up what? Chemo, Rabina, Angela probably. Chemo, Rabina, Leah maybe. I think she still views Leah malleable. Probably Joseph. Chemo, Rabina, Joseph I think would be good. I think Chelsea would be fun. Just see her in charge. I just don't think she'd put up T-Core. He wouldn't put up Leah. I think Quinn, if he was told the extent of everything, I think he absolutely could. I think the problem is the more people who push him to put up Leah, the more sus he would get about it. Joseph. I mean, Joseph would be interesting too. I don't know what Joseph does. I mean, he probably does some combination of like Chelsea, Cam, and somebody. Chelsea, Cam, MJ. Chelsea, Cam, Quinn, something like that. He's not going to throw this. It's the same as me. He threw everything, and now he feels like there's a lot of people who will put him up. Before this week, he didn't think people would put him on the block. Rabina. I mean, it's Cam, Chelsea. I think it's okay. I don't think it's terrible. Like, you should just put up Cam, Chelsea, and then someone who voted out Tucker. Like, I don't think she'd put up Angela. She shouldn't. Cam. I think Cam would be okay as well. Cam would just be like Chelsea, but less entertaining because he's Cam. Rabina puts up Quinn. Rabina really likes Quinn, though. And I think without Tucker in her ear talking about Quinn, I think they're going to work together. More likely than not. Especially if, like, both of them are not targeting each other this week. I don't think Chemo and T-Core would protect Quinn at this point, but I don't think they personally would gun for him. Angela. It's just, a third Angela HOH. Are you kidding me? The fuck? Angela would probably do. Fuck. I mean, Quinn would be certain, but outside of that, it's like probably Quinn, Cam, and someone. Maybe Chelsea. Maybe MJ even. Quinn saved her, to be fair. Yeah, I know, but Angela's kind of in the middle now. Like, I don't think Angela reminds me of like Felicia. See, Cory's impossible. She is. She just won HOH. She's not eligible. Angela, I think, is going to be like Felicia, where it's like keeping her doesn't get you any goodwill. She could turn on you in a dime. I think she'd put up Quinn, though. Leah. I mean, Leah does what? Chemo, Rabina, and Angela. I think it's kind of boring. I'll say okay, because a lot of people try to get in her head. Maybe Quinn. I don't know if she targets Quinn herself. Like, it would be so bad for her, and she knows it.
Babe, are you kidding me? You're gonna have me move all by myself.
What do you mean?
Did you shower?
Yeah.
When did you shower?
Like 20 minutes ago.
What are you doing? Babe, this is so bad. Scooby-Doo's so bad, babe.
So what's our plan?
Well, what do you mean? We have to cover it up somehow. There's holes everywhere.
What do you want to do, a poster?
No, they're gonna know.
We're talking about the place we mounted the TV.
Oh, babe. We're gonna stay up all night. We're gonna have a slumber party tonight.
It's going to be like, oh my god, fun slumber party. Meanwhile, it's going to be me shirtless. Like, have you ever seen the picture of the guy
Shirtless,
working in like the
pantless.
the guy like working in the oil rig?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you gonna be doing? That's gonna require that.
Well, I mean, I'll be standing on the chair. So America, today had me doing a lot of physical labor.
Nothing.
And then I was like,
puffing and puffing over nothing. I was like, babe, can you take down the little paper lamp that we have up here? I'm not tall enough.
they can't hear you, and I'm glad.
Oh. Wait, is it that sensitive? Like, you have to be that close?
This is just the best audio quality.
Why is it so close? It shouldn't.
You guys say you can hear, or why are you all lying?
It shouldn't have to be that close. How much do you pay for the microphone?
The way you usually.
How much do you pay for the microphone?
Can you let me talk? The way that it works is you want to lower the gain.
Please don't call me a bitch, babe.
The way when you lower the gain, your audio quality is going to be better because it's going to pick up less like outside noise. But it needs to be closer to your mouth. Of course.
I was talking to Dennis
tiny.
right now, like just like FaceTime-ish. I was watching a little bit of Mimi with Taryn and Rob before. She's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
She's just funny. She's like, arrest Joseph. She's like, I want him arrested as soon as he leaves the Big Brother house. He can't touch a single thing. You know how Mimi was with germs, too.
I'm telling you, Mimi is like, she's so self-destructive because every time she does amazing, because she's like such a dynamic personality, anytime she does like a great podcast or like a live or something, everyone's like, where was this in the house? And it's like, no. Let her just be good outside the house.
Yeah.
And also, being in the house, like, Mimi was hilarious. It obviously wasn't reflected in, like, the strategy much or in the show, but her personality was there.
She was funny.
Yeah.
She was a little bit quieter with, and obviously, like, wasn't talking game, but.
Mimi for traders. She wouldn't say one name ever.
Yeah.
She might be an okay trader, though.
I'm kind of sleepy.
Are you serious? We got work to do, babe.
What do you mean we got work to do?
I mean, I don't even know.
I'm hungry.
Why didn't you let me get you something?
I'm watching Princess. What'd you get? What'd you eat?
I got like hot bar stuff.
Do you have any leftovers?
No. I asked you if you wanted anything. You said no. I'm gonna have a tuna sandwich.
I knew you didn't like me. No, I love tuna sandwiches, y'all. I love tuna. If I could eat it every day, I would. So I'm gonna get a tuna sandwich with hot Cheetos con limon. I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm excited to. I have to.
You can't be mad if you said no. Eclair, have you ever been in a relationship? I knew the trap I was falling in. I knew I should have gotten something.
He didn't the first couple of times. I'm not upset. I'm really not. But I'm just thinking, like, y'all, we have so much stuff to move, and not a single thing is packed.
It's one of those things where, like, we're so far behind that the urgency is gone. It's like, well, no matter what we do tonight, it'll be hell tomorrow.
Like, do y'all know what our closet looks like, babe? Like, oh my god. I told myself a couple weeks ago, like, I gotta start cleaning
Now,
it
Tom,
out.
we do have to be moved out tomorrow. We're gonna ask if we can have like a day or two grace period. But like, we don't have the other unit for another 2 months. Like, it's a transfer. Is anyone helping you move? No, America's not even helping. She's gonna be sipping a martini. It's gonna be all me. Is the man cave gonna be your streaming room? Yes. It's gonna be great. Are all those lost episodes worth it? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. We're gonna watch more tonight. Oh, we can't watch
We're not in here.
in the room because we took down the TV.
How are you gonna handle the furniture? We have a dolly, and there's not that much furniture. Why are you on stream? Shouldn't you be packing? I'm waiting for a new HOH.
Tell him.
More importantly, I'm not gonna have Wi-Fi till Tuesday.
Are you gonna stream tomorrow, like morning?
No. Next time I'm gonna stream is gonna be on Tuesday. Call Jag and tell him you have a veto comp for him. Does he have a moving company? You'd think, right?
We can ask him to make one.
Yeah. That's a cute dog.
Ugh.
Is America really a Leah fan, or was she kidding? For today?
I've never been a Leah hater, but I think, you know, I see her game. I was talking about this with Dennis, where, like, she's got the guys defending her left and right, mainly because they think she's, like, a goat that they can beat in the end, but it's working. Like, people are defending her, and she's off the block, and even T-Core is on her side, you know?
If she could convert any of this into any win equity, I'll be on board.
Yeah. It's like, it's only week 6. There's so much game left. It seems like, I mean, she did the right thing, right? It wasn't a unanimous vote, and she, like, voted with what I thought was the best option for her. So she gets it. She's not totally aloof.
Leah has a final 2 with Angela. That's not going to happen.
I feel like, I mean, Mackenzie and Leah are a little bit different, where, like, Mackenzie will just talk game freely with anyone, and it's usually wrong. Like, she's got the wrong reads. I feel like Leah's got the right reads, right?
Sure. Right now,
or
if you
more right.
gun to my head, I had to pick a winner, or Leah or Mackenzie, I'd pick Mackenzie. Who do I think makes it further? Leah. But if I think Leah has a much harder job of winning than Mackenzie.
Leah's reads are things told to her.
Which is good, yeah.
But I'm like, it's good. It's from people that, like, that for some reason Joseph is, like, dumping information on her. Quinn is dumping information on her. Cam is dumping information on her. Like, Chelsea is all of a sudden, like, talking game to her, you know?
My main problem with Leah is every time I've watched her have a strategic conversation, she's terrible. Like, I feel like a lot of the Leah praise is kind of a fantasy world. The one thing I would give her is, like, because here's the thing, and this is, like, maybe it's taking credit away from her. When it comes to the Joseph and Quinn stuff, she's not even, like, flirting a lot with them or manipulating them. They're just in love with her.
No, she flirted.
I saw her flirt with Cam a lot more than either of them.
No, she was flirting with Quinn a lot at the beginning, and she was, like, not flirting with Joseph, but, like, I feel like she was giving Joseph a lot of attention, and all of a sudden they started being, like, mean together and shit-talking people.
You seen any of the
how
Joseph and Quinn Leah conversations past, like, couple weeks? They're weird. And she, like, is...
Well, yeah,
because
they both like her. Like her.
But she's been pretty vocal to both of them. Like, hey, like, it seemed very
Not
clear to me
Joseph.
watching.
Not to Joseph. It's clear for you as a viewer, but to them, like, Quinn hasn't been told specifically, Leah thinks you're creepy. That has not come out of T-Core's mouth or Chemo's mouth. Like, they've just told him, like,
Yeah.
oh, Leah's sort of, like, thrown you under the bus a bit, right? Like, they've kept it really vague. But, so for Quinn, he's like, oh, well, like, they're not being specific enough. I can still trust her. He still likes her. And Joseph is, like, you know, super crushing.
She's been giving them nothing this week. That's kind of what I've seen. Like, it doesn't... And I don't hate that either. Like...
It's not flirting, but I think, like, even just speaking to them. Does that make sense?
Look, it's not her fault. Like, if they like her, she doesn't have to do that much. That's good.
I think at the beginning it was, like, her flirting, and then now it's, like, she's just talking to them, like, in a friendly way, and they, like... She's pretty. She's a pretty girl, you know?
Quinn has backed
And they're
off on a lot
men.
of the flirting, but he hasn't backed off. Like, he's still trying to work Leah. I just really, I don't see her as a gamer at all. Like, she has, like, really not much game sense. I think she has, like, decent survival instincts, which is good.
Yeah.
But I don't think she's the type of player to get to the ends and has respect of anybody. She's very worried about perception too, which I understand. I was too, but like, I think you could definitely see it in the way she talks.
Well, look, I feel like I'm not watching as much feeds as I did.
Yeah, they were
two
calling
years
you a
ago.
casual in chat because you said that. I'm like, you're not. Like, it's
I
on
feel
in the
like
living
I
room
am
all
though.
day.
But I feel like I am though because I know how much I watched feeds before.
Yeah.
And it was like 24/7, y'all, all the time. Now it'll be on like in the background sometimes, and
Yeah.
I'll check in. But
I think the main thing I'll say about Leah is like the fact that her game hasn't been fully blown up yet is a fucking miracle.
what's Leah's game though? What is there to blow up?
It is by the grace of
She doesn't
T-Core and
have
Chemo
she
and
doesn't have
Rabina.
any solid alliances. Like what is there to blow up?
She has shit talked Quinn relentlessly for weeks, and
I
people
think I
haven't
think
told him.
I think T-Core and Chemo like forgot or something. Like I don't know why they don't. I think they see Leah as a number, so they don't wanna rat her out, so they can keep her as a number.
I secretly think it's they don't want the idea of her saying she's somewhat uncomfortable with Quinn and then trying to use that to flip Quinn.
I
I think
don't
they
think
might feel weird about that.
they haven't talked about that at all, as far as we've seen.
That feels like the exact type of thing they'd cut out, though. You know.
That does feel like the exact same thing they
And
cut out.
Chemo doesn't like Leah. Yeah.
You are so right.
I don't think they want to hurt Quinn's feelings. They might just be conflict avoidant. But like, I'm just saying like
Oh,
Leah.
well, we know T-Core and Chemo, they definitely are conflict.
Leah doesn't have much of a spot, but her spot should be blown up.
I don't know what the spot would be though. Like, oh, Quinn, she talks shit about. I don't know. Anyway,
And I don't want this to sound like Quinn is very guilty of being aloof. Okay, sorry. I know that that's not the right definition for aloof. For being unaware. Like he has all the information and the tools to put together that Leah is not a good option. But ignorant. I wouldn't even say ignorant because I think ignorant's taken on a new meaning. I mean, like, so when you're saying like I think Leah is probably the worst strategic player left. Unless I think Angela and Mackenzie, you could argue. But outside of that, I think it gets hard. Like, well, I think Leah's better than Robina. I think Robina's pretty terrible. I think T-Core and Chemo are better. Quinn's better. Chelsea's better. Cam is weird. Joseph's better. Big picture, Angela's way worse. But just like, well, no, Angela's terrible. Come on, what are we doing? Joseph is not good. Yeah, no. Better than Leah and good are very different things. I think Joseph's very bad. I don't know if Joseph's a good strategic player. I think like he knows the game well and knows the direction he should be heading, but when you can't do any execution, like that's a big part of strategy as well. Like I was often pretty misguided in like what I wanted to do strategically, but I think my execution was pretty good. I could usually make happen what I wanted to happen. Sometimes it was me, sometimes it was someone else, and I thought it was me, but like generally what I wanted in the house happened outside of like weeks 4 and 5. Thank you, TE Edits. Thanks for the prime. I appreciate you. Like the emote, too. Yeah, look, the cope from some T-Core fans, and I'm a T-Core fan, like, this was a horrible week for T-Core. Like, she's good enough socially where I think she'll survive for a bit, and she still could get back into the game. She could still win, like, but this is a disaster for T-Core. Chelsea nominated her, it'd be tough, yeah. I don't think T-Core, Chemo, and them are going to be that upset at Quinn. It just doesn't make sense to. They literally betrayed him 2 weeks ago. Like, Tucker was targeting him very openly. And they're not the type of players to be super illogical and bitter. Joseph might be because he just doesn't like Quinn that much, but thank you, Wheat, for the prime. What's up? I appreciate you. I think our social value makes her a target. Sure, but I don't. I think mostly people want to keep what they view as options in the house, and a lot of people view T-Core as an option, especially if they get rid of Chemo. Look, I think it could be okay for T-Core to get Tucker out, but it's not okay for her and her allies to be on the wrong side of the vote. Like, if she was pulling in Quinn and Chelsea to get rid of Tucker, that's huge. Chelsea pulled in Quinn, left T-Core, and blindsided her alliance. Like, that's a disaster. Against T-Core, do you win in the end? I don't think people are worried about Final 2 yet. You know what I mean? It's a lot of weeks before. Maybe Joseph is, but... And for me, it's not even about, like, oh, this is so bad for her because it's not on her resume. I don't think T-Core needs a big resume. She's likable and people respect her. That's all you need. You don't need to have a list of moves. It's just right now, like, she lost all of her ancillary connections. Like, Chelsea doesn't care about her. She was HOH, T-Core. She had a chance to pull her in. Quinn has never been further away from Chemo and T-Core. I'm telling you, Cam is the guy to watch right now. Cam is dangerous. Not as a player, but just as a who he is. He's a strong dude who's likable, charming, physical. He could do well. I think Bowie's here for 3 or 4 days. Look, T-Core can get out of it. Like, I don't think T-Core's game is over. I think when I do my player rankings, I think she'll still be top 5, probably. But this was a bad HOH for her. It was a failure. If she targeted Tucker and got him out, that's good. Being on the wrong side of this is bad. Really bad. Cory, I'm doing a Big Brother Sporkle. Oh my god. Rune. Rune. Thank you. We will be doing a Bowie Jane stream. How are you doing, Rune Queen? 10 gifties. Oh my god, I need these. I'm taking 3 days off. The bleed's gonna be real. I appreciate you. Thanks, Rune. It's very, very kind. Who the hell has won 8 vetoes? I mean, Brendan's probably up there. Jag is 7 vetoes. James Ryan probably has 5 or 6 vetoes. Paul, Cody, Janelle's probably up there. Paul, yeah. Thanks, Varun. I appreciate you. Can't wait for the Nashville event. You'll be there? Let's go. Oh, yeah, you told me that. Make sure you introduce yourself as the one and only Rune Queen. Hopefully this eviction will stop the volunteering for the block. No. It might this season, but like every season, the people who volunteer for the block are the people who have never seen the show before. And if you've never seen the show before, what happened on the previous season does not impact your decision making because you didn't see it. Thank you, TE Edits, for the gift. I appreciate that. Thanks, TE. Any guesses for the next HOH? When did the backyard close? Tuesday morning. Okay, so it's a big set. Okay, it's a big set then. I think it's gonna be a really big comp. It'll be like a big puzzle kind of situation. They had wet mics. I mean, slip and slide's not that hard of a set to build though. Slip and slide's pretty quick, no? Yeah, I don't think it'd be slip and slide. I think it's probably like a big puzzle, kind of HOH. They just did a puzzle for arena. You like puzzles? A balance beam kind of HOH. I mean, they already did one of those kind of. Could be pressure cooker. I think that's unlikely. You can't take your hand off a buzzer. It's the pressure cooker. Crapshoot. I would love a crapshoot. That'd be tight. The chicken egg HOH. Is that usually an HOH or a veto? The chicken wire. I actually don't like that competition, by the way. I think that's a stupid ass comp. I feel like that's another one where it's like just how you are physically determines how well you do in the comp. It's not like the same. It doesn't reward the same body type, but it's just like big hands and long fingers is like all that matters. It's not terrible, but could they do the? I mean, it's usually a veto, but the puzzle where you have to go back and hit the buzzer. You know what comp I would love? You know what comp I want them to bring back? I think they do it in Big Brother 7, the golf one, where it's kind of a crapshoot, where like they set up the green and you have to hit the ball. It's not like Plinko. Like just closest to the pin wins. That'd be fun. Wet mics make no sense. Yeah. Are all endurance on the feeds for the most part? Yeah. Is the man cave gonna be a guest room too, or just a streaming room? We're gonna have a air mattress in it. Like we'll have one. So if we have a guest, that's where they'll be. But we don't know if we're gonna get like a futon or something yet. How do you think Ainsley is changing the game next week? I think we're gonna have one off week, and then the AI arena ends, and they'll have to introduce some twist next week. I think we'll have one normal AI arena kind of week. Yeah, that veto was off feeds. That one had to be off feeds because it wasn't even in the backyard. That was on a whole different set. It's 7-person jury, 100%. Yeah. Which, by the way, classic Cory's correct. Look, I don't like to gloat, but all these bitches talking about how it's definitely a 9-person jury. It's definitely. Come on, it has to be, Cory. I prefer a small jury. We've already talked about it, though. I just think it's better. I think you get a more legit vote at the end. IMO. Mackenzie's win equity just went up a little bit. I don't think it's high, but I mean, she was going to be evicted tonight, so that's big. It's her second time where she's evicted if she doesn't win the arena, and she's done it. Roblox while feeds are down? Absolutely not. If you guys are interested in HelloFresh, use my link, get 50% off the first box. It's still going. This album hits so hard. This is a mid-ass album, but you know, I think Sabrina is a, you know, as far as like big pop stars go, it's alright. I like some of the songs. Let's be real. Okay, this album is all over the fucking place. There's no through line. There's no like. It's just all over the place. Some of the songs are good though, which is that's good. I bet she's great live. She's a great singer. Seems to be a great performer. This the album has a lot of skips. I mean, let's just be honest. That's the truth. But there are some good songs. Like you can't tell me this is not a horrible song. This is giving "Boys Will Be Boys." You love "Boys Will Be Boys"? That's crazy. I bet you also love "A Woman's World." I love feminism. I don't like bad feminism songs. "Boys Will Be Boys" is not. Is it feminist in nature? Kind of. It's more just calling out like toxic masculinity, I guess. Ainsley's no yes eviction curse. Is it still going? Yeah, he was a no. So what does that mean? Does it mean Leah is next? Leah and who else is left? No. She said yes. So it's chemo. Chemo is very plausible to go home. T Core, Chelsea, chemo cam. Okay, well that's a weird list of people to go home. But chemo I could see. Also, look, this is gonna be a crazy take, and I might lose all my fans. Okay, ready? I don't respect going after Camila Cabello because it's too easy. It's too easy. Beefing with someone like that, like come on. Pick a real target. If she was beefing with Olivia, I'd respect that. If she called out Taylor Swift, holy shit. It reminds me of like Leah beefing with Andrea at the reunion. It's like why? Like we don't like we all agree with you, but they're gonna work it out on the remix. I don't think so. Do you think Leah will nominate? It's hard to figure out. I think the obvious ones. I think she'd put up like Chemo and I think Rabina probably. Chemo, Rabina, and does she put up T Core? I don't think so. Chemo, Rabina, someone else. Maybe MJ or something. She putting up Quinn. It's just weird because they were on the same side of the vote. I don't know. I just don't see her targeting Quinn because she always talks about how dumb it would be to target Quinn. But maybe. Rabina's a really easy nom, for sure. And Rabina's gonna like beat herself up because she's like, oh my god, if me and Tucker didn't do all that shit yesterday, it's like, it didn't really matter. Like, it was dumb, but it didn't really matter. This is a good song. So Joseph is fessing up to Quinn about Tucker's final two, I think. His final two with Tucker. Leah won HOH? Shut up, Henry. Shut up. I don't think there's any HOH yet. Okay. I don't think we have a HOH yet. I don't think so. I think T Core still has the key. It's gonna be a big Rabina crying day, huh? We are so back. MJ already talking with the minority. MJ never changes. It's crazy. Sorry, I had to tweet it. I don't know what the fuck this comp is. There might be a twist of some sort, maybe. Back to pets. Back to pets. Okay. I mean, I'll wait for like another. Honestly, I'll wait for another like 10 minutes to see if. I just don't. I don't know if I'm in. I'm in it for the long run here, y'all. I don't think. Now's the comp. Why'd they even turn the feeds back on? Just to show us that like it hadn't started yet, so we'd be waiting longer. I'll hang out for another 5 or 10 minutes. Plus, you got to pack. I don't even know what we're gonna do. we have a lot to do. I'll just hang for another 5, 10 minutes. Is this the outcome you were wanting to happen? Yes. Losing Tucker is a bummer because like he's great TV and he's fun, but like I think this phase of the game should end here. The everything about Tucker phase. I think we're ready to move on to whatever's next. Who knows what it is? Who do you want to win HOH? I think Quinn would be fun. I think Quinn, I think Angela would be insane. Low key, I don't know. I think Joseph would be interesting. I mean, he just put up Chelsea, Cam, and someone. Maybe not. But I think Quinn would be great. Angela would be funny. And then Mackenzie. Fuck knows what Mackenzie would do. Let's be real. I think Angela would probably do. Angela's so hard. Like, you got to think she would do Quinn, even if Quinn voted to save her. And after that, it gets hard. I don't know if Rabina would be that interesting. She'd put up Chelsea and Cam, and then that third spot would be interesting. We have some small boxes. We've also got small suitcases. Rabina, you think would put up Chelsea, Cam, and Quinn? Yeah, I mean it's very possible. I just think like her and Quinn get along very well, and I think without Tucker, I could see them actually working together. Maybe not this quickly, but who would Mackenzie put up if she wins HOH? Um, Probably Chemo, Rabina, T-Core. You'd think. This is so Mariah. Wait. Can we? So my new, I'm gonna be off in like 5 minutes, by the way. My like new favorite thing to do with Sabrina Carpenter
What is it?
is every song she has,
Oh
I say she's
my
just copying
God.
someone else.
Oh my God, he's like, oh, she's copying Ariana Grande.
Is this Ariana?
And Ariana Grande's copying Mariah Carey. So
No,
what about
Ariana
it?
has her own sound now. Sabrina's trying to find her sound, and I respect that. Is this the Ariana song?
Which one is it?
Bad Chem?
How does that one go? I don't know the names of
I don't
them
think
yet.
this is it.
No, it's the one that sounds kind of like R&B-ish. Is it Good Graces?
No.
It's Good Graces.
It's the one that goes high pitched.
I think it's Good Graces.
I know you can't hear. No, this is not Ariana either. Which one is it?
Could it be Go Down? It's not Juno.
I'm trying to find it.
Is it slow or is it fast?
You're thinking of Bedcam?
It is Bedcam, right?
Okay. I must have got to the wrong part.
I like Bedcam. Okay, I'm gonna go eat my tuna sandwich.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
What part is it? How does it go?
Yeah. This song's like Ariana. So obvious. Copied. And then she also has a Carly Rae Jepsen song. Which one's that? I will say, this is an absolute banger. Absolute banger. This is a little bit Olivia. Absolutely. But you guys get what I'm saying, though. It feels like she's trying to find what her voice is. She's doing a lot. The music video is awesome. The feeds are off again. I think they're doing the HOH now. Will the veto streak continue? I'm sick and fucking tired about people talking about this veto streak because it's an amazing thing. There's 3 nominees playing each week. Tucker's won like half the vetoes. You know, like... And I don't think using the I don't know. People are just so... You know what I mean? You feel me? Like obviously the veto's gonna be used. Sorry, I'm being a bitter Betty right now. Thanks, Naren. I appreciate it. Tucker's gonna be well off with $70K. $70K gets you like 2 months of rent in New York City. I wish him the best. I would say bold of Izzy to be so anti-Tucker because he could just run into her in New York. Also, I saw people were criticizing Tucker and Robina with their PDA, and I understand. I think it was stupid. And then they were, like, comparing it to me in America. And it's like, look, America and I were not hiding our showmance. It's always bad. Like, if you're in a showmance, you want to hide it. But it's very hard to do that. But we were not hiding it. But, like, we weren't putting on a performance for the rest of the cast. I don't care what they say about Superhero Training Academy. It wasn't like that. Like, we weren't... Like, we were doing it in some public areas, like, but by ourselves. Like, we'd be in our bed or in the hammock, and you could say that strategically is really dumb. But we weren't, like, saying everyone gather around. Blame it on the alcohol? 100%, yeah. It's, like, baffling. Okay, now here's the question. With Tucker being evicted here, is he in the conversation for worst player of all time? I don't think so, but I think he is firmly in the bottom tier. I think he's firmly in the bottom tier of players. Y'all, I don't think Jose is even in the conversation. Jose had some things going for him. Look, he could have gone home after not using the veto on himself. Like, we can't lose that to history. He volunteered for the block again. Three volunteers for the block. Is Tucker better than Jag? No. What an insane take. Even Jag was looking at Tucker's shit being like, damn, this guy sucks at Big Brother. I know you guys know I'm a bit of a Jag defender in terms of his game, but like Jag is so much better than Tucker. Are you kidding me? There have been some horrendous players. Here's the thing. You could, if you want to make the argument, is Tucker better than Blue? I absolutely do not believe Tucker is even close to better than Blue. I think on our cast, Tucker, excluding Luke, of course, I think Tucker is in the tier with Kirsten and Riley. That's where I put him. Kirsten, we never really got to see what she could have been. Riley was pretty bad. I think that's the tier I'd put him in. I think everyone after that, I think Heisman's better than him. I think everyone else after is better. For people saying Riley was better, Riley was tough. He's better than Blue. He's just not. Like, Blue was really bad and delusional and not great socially. Like, all these things. But she wasn't putting herself on the block during weeks she didn't have to be on the block. She used the veto on herself. He was better than Cameron? Absolutely not. No shot was he better than Cameron. And I'm not a big Cameron fan. Matt, Lisa, and Kenny. I think Kenny is much worse. And I think Matt is interesting. I think he's worse. I think Lisa's better than him. Here's the thing. If you want to say Tucker is so good socially that he can't be considered in the bottom, sure. I just don't. I think he got a really good cast for him. I think Blue is terrible. That's yes, me too. As a player, yes. I think Tucker is much worse. You know how fucking fast Tucker would have been backdoored on BB25? You think he makes it to week 3? He had the AI arena. Let's be real. Like, he had a season where everything was set up for him really nicely. He's Heisem's spot, absolutely. Tucker had a whole group rallying for him. And it wasn't enough. Like, what do you want me to say? If Tucker was on BB25, he would have gotten backdoored the first eligible week. The first time he's not HOH. He hadn't won a competition yet by week 3. Okay, so didn't he win the week 3 AI arena where he would have been evicted? Isn't that what happened? Like, he won the week 3 veto and AI. So he would have been evicted week 2? Like, he didn't need it in week 2. He needed it in week 3, right? Look, I get what you guys are saying about Cameron having no allies, but Cameron, strategically, and he was terrible strategically, is 800 times the player Tucker was. Like, I think we're losing the plot. Tucker had the veto and didn't use it on himself and was the target. Like, what do we do? Tucker or Red? It's not close. Red is so much better. It's not close. And he talked about quitting. Like, Red is so much better than Tucker. I do not think highly of my cast. I do not. I promise you I do not. I think lowly of Tucker's big brother ability. Volunteered for the block 3 times, won the veto, didn't use it on himself, threw a tantrum about that because he was told the plan was not going to happen, ignored it, tried to do the plan anyways. Like, Tucker or Kenny? Tucker's better than Kenny. You got me. The social game matters. The social game doesn't matter when you are actively destroying your game strategically. Like, all he had to do was do nothing, and he would have gotten so far. Like, I've never seen a player who strategically blew up their own spot on a more consistent basis. And his social game was not that good. It was good for some people and terrible for others. You could also say he would have used the veto on himself if there was an AI. You guys are making these assumptions based on the fact that he wanted to be on the block when the votes were counted. So what's the reason to put yourself in the AI arena? Explain that one to me. And he also talked about throwing the AI arena several times. Did he do it? No. I'll always root for a Tucker over Derek and Cody. I get rooting for Tucker. He's fun. I'm with that. Like I think Tucker I would say is better than Kirsten and Riley. I think that's close. I think on 24 he's better than like some people, but not many. No, I think Red is a lot better. I don't think Red's bad, but Red was like Red just did nothing. You know what I mean? He's better than Pooch. I'd give him that. I'd give him that. I think he's better than Pooch. Sure. Red was better than Cameron. I agree. I think in my player rankings I would change a lot if I could do them again. BB25 player rankings. Stay tuned. But I would say Red's better than Cam. But that's hard. I don't know. Maybe not. They're both terrible. Cam's better at comps, maybe. Chaotic, and I mean this in like a compliment towards Tucker. He's a madman. I think he would always play balls to the wall, crazy. And part of that is because he got arrogant, and I don't even know if it's arrogant because I think he was kind of correct in the sense that he could just win AI and save himself. Like I get that. Tucker or Frenchie, I'd give it to Tucker. But then again, Frenchie probably would have been fine week 2 if someone other than Kylan won. But given his allegations, I'll give it to Tucker. Will Tucker also be in the conversations for worst reindeer games player? He'll be great at reindeer games. Me fucking for real, Cory? About what? Yeah, no, I'm with you. He's a great competitor. 100%. Do you think AI Arena be the new pre-jury format? Yeah. If it's not the AI Arena, they'll do some version of it to have a live competition. Where would you have Angela? I mean, Angela's in that conversation too. Let's be real. The problem with Angela is she's just gonna get far because she's a goat. Like, but Angela, I mean, there's nothing redeeming about Angela. Like, is Tucker better than Angela? I think so. Yeah, I think Tucker's better than Angela. Sure. Also, I'm sorry, every one of you motherfuckers, because there's a lot of you defending Angela's game to me. You're ridiculous. Angela's proven herself to be like beyond the worst player of the season. I would argue she's better than Kenny, but just on principle. Does Tucker deserve to be in a right? Deserve is a weird word, but sure. I think he's deserving to return. He's fun. I wish he was a little bit less self-aware about making good TV. I think that was like his goal for most of it, which I think is a little bit awkward to watch, but whatever. I'm not going to be picky. Angela made it to final 2. Her speech is going to eat. I don't think it will. I think it'll get like stale because she kind of does the same thing every week. Are Thursdays as emotional as the show makes them out to be? No. For this house, it seems like they are, but for us, no. For us, it was more so just anxiety about the next HOH because we knew who was going home every Thursday for the most part. Like, Red was blindsided. Like, Cam and Bowie were blindsided. But, like, nah. Everyone was just anxious about the next HOH. And, like, the one sad one was, like, Izzy was a little bit weird. Getting Izzy evicted. America's favorite with Tucker gone now. It will still be Tucker. I think Tucker's going to win AFP. Feel pretty confident. Maybe Chelsea can get some support. So far, BB26 is better than 25. Look, I, as of right now, and look, I want to be very clear about what I'm saying. Okay, are you guys listening to what I'm saying? I want you to hang on every word before you type your opinion. So far, through 6 weeks, Big Brother 25 is way better than Big Brother 26. The problem is, after week 6, Big Brother 25 becomes horrible, and BB26 won't. So BB26 is the better season, I'm sure. If it's not, it's a disaster. But weeks 1 through 6 of BB25 was insane. Like, ridiculous. Maybe not, like, if you're talking edited episodes, 26 seems better just because the arena, but BB25 was wild for the first 6 weeks. I also think you guys forget, like, some of the early weeks of 26 were kind of boring. Where it was just, like, Lisa and Angela and Kenny on the block every week. Like, that was not that fun. I think Lisa or Leah has a path, but it's a really small path. Least problematic cast overall, though, I wouldn't say that. I'd like to believe that's true, and I hope it's true. But with the way they're cutting the feeds, I don't feel comfortable saying that. We had fights. Look, that's a preference thing. If you like fights, 26 is better than 25. What I loved about 25, and I've done a lot of listening to updates and watching the feed. Like, I've done a lot, as much as I can for someone who was in the house the whole year, right? The constant gaming is what I enjoy. And BB26 is not that. It picked up a little bit, but BB25 was constant gaming and flipping and, you know. No, I'm going to end, like, basically right now. Does Angela win against anyone in Final 2? Her best shot's probably Leah, but probably not. All right. I'm going to get off, y'all. Fun stream. I'm sure Puya's live, right? He's usually live these days. Is Puya live? Scally? Okay. All right. All right. Wish Scally or send Scally my love. Enjoy, y'all.